Hello, welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning in to the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm laughing because yesterday's reading, I just got done recording. And the overall energy of that reading as well was the World card. Different tarot deck. So I was like, let's get some different energies, different messages. And we got the World card again. I feel that this is important to not rush through this ending, an end of a cycle. It feels important to note an ending. It feels important to celebrate an ending. Celebrate where you are. Celebrate how far you've come. Very important. It's not like, yeah. It's cultivating a spirit of joy and celebration. Otherwise, in the world that we are in, capitalistic society, a lot of hierarchy, if we don't celebrate, if we don't take time to celebrate ourselves, to celebrate our wins, to celebrate with others, celebrate their achievements, their victories, there won't be celebration at some end point. When you get to wherever you're wanting to be, you'll just feel like, what's next? So there's something important about recognizing, taking time out to appreciate how far you've come. There's also something, once you end a cycle, of recognizing that you are an extension of Source. That each of us are an extension of Source. Like this universe feels like a blanket and Source is puppeting. We're getting a perspective. This feels like a very creative world. And so it's important what you create. What is it that you want to create? Whatever it is that you're wanting to create, can you give that to yourself now? That vibration of it. If you've been chasing some carrot, how can you give yourself in this present moment relief? I did it. Let's celebrate this. Let's take some time to cultivate a feeling of appreciation, of relief, new understanding of the world. I love how his arms are open, like he's opening himself up, opening his heart up. There's also, he kind of reminds me of Jack from Will and Grace, just Jack. And so it feels like embrace who you are. Just Wendy. Just me. Doing the best I can. Feels like a lot of us are, kind of taking off the masks and kind of looking around and being like, wow, that was a crazy lesson I just came out of. That was, we're at the end of a year. maybe picking out the things that you really enjoyed about this year. It's very easy because it's very practiced in a lot of us to pick out the crappy things. Those are probably pretty quick. Well, this and this happened and I didn't like that. So there's a need to cultivate joy and appreciation. To appreciate takes a little more time, takes a little more effort, because we're in a society that is very critical, and to point out the little problems and issues. And so as an act of rebellion, I like to cultivate a lot of joy, love, happiness, connection, collaboration. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful energy. Heart opening, heart affirming. I'm also seeing in church growing up, we didn't really go to church growing up other than our grandparents, and so a lot of times we visited grandparents at Christmas time, and we would go to church like the Christmas Eve service. So it's dark out, it's night, and there's this beautiful church that my grandparents had such an amazing choir and beautiful music. And singing hallelujah, coming into the church, filling the church with, first it's quiet and then it's large. And then at the end of the service, they turn out the lights and we each have a candle. And from this one candle on the altar, all of our candles get lit. And the room is so dark. And it takes nothing to light someone else's candle, because it doesn't take away your flame. It just adds. And so there's a spirit here of recognizing each other as just someone else trying to figure out things as best that they can. But there's a real peaceful energy here. Also, this is the 21 card, the world card in the tarot deck. The 21st of December is the winter solstice for the northern hemisphere. I know I've got some viewers in the southern hemisphere, so it's your summer solstice. It feels like a very important time to take time to appreciate what we have, the light in the darkness. I'm getting a question. What do you want to do with your light? What is it that you want to share with others so they can light that within themselves if they choose? You don't force that. Here, light your candle for mine. You have to. It's a cooperation. It's a understanding. It's a yes. You can't make someone light their candle. It feels effortless. It doesn't take anything but a beautiful gesture. So I'm also getting a message for a lot of you to celebrate, because a lot of you don't realize the light that you have given to someone, because we're so practiced in seeing the negative and it gets our attention. It's up in our face. I feel like I'm delivering a message for you, viewer, that you have lit a lot of people's candles from your own consciousness, your own care, your own love. And there are you might not have thought it was much, but that one candlelight, you lit someone else's candle, and they then changed and lit candles from that. But you don't see all the shifts of that. You just think, well, I did that, whatever, it didn't mean that much, because it didn't take a lot of effort. But what I'm gathering here, the message I'm getting is you make a huge impact. Don't give up hope. Don't let anybody dim your light. Keep finding that light and keep being yourself. Keep appreciating that light. Beautiful. All right, let's move on. Let's look at hidden blessings. Ace of Cups. Clarity of belief. Note this is Ace of Swords. It's interesting. Okay, so it's Ace of Swords, clarity of belief. There's some truth coming in. That Ace of Swords, that knife cuts both ways. So it's something, it also feels like it's separating you from something. Some maybe truth. Some new truth is coming in. It feels like you're seeing things differently. More clearly. Definitely a clarity in your belief system. And it feels like when you there's a need to let something go, something that was not, it feels like when you come into a new understanding, you know the one I'm talking about, that feeling of, nah, and with that piece of information, it shines a light on a lot of confusion and you start putting things together in a different way and seeing what you might have been holding on to that is not true. So it feels like you're letting go of falsehoods, beliefs that no longer serve you. Yeah, come on. I thought that was an Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups did show up. That's a lot of new energy in hidden blessings. New ideas, new perspectives, new beliefs, new ways of seeing things so you can let go of what doesn't serve you and move on. And there's this Ace of Cups. It feels like this clarity is helping you love yourself more. Help heal, help fill your cup up. There's some wisdom coming in. So it feels like you're reworking something with the truth coming in to help you let go of what doesn't serve you. And that allows you to gain some wisdom from what you've gone through from this World card, ending a cycle with achievements, with new clarity, with new understanding, new insights, which help you love yourself and your world more. It feels like you're focusing on peace. It feels like you're walking away from anything. Once you rework things, it feels like you're walking away from anything that is not for you. It's helping you on so many fronts. It's not even, there's so much here. I love that at the end of a cycle, let's celebrate and take time to allow new energies, new ways of seeing things, new ways of seeing the people in your world and the situations, and new ways of seeing yourself, new things to love about yourself. It feels like you're overflowing with, it feels like you've been stopped up for a while, and now this Ace of Cups coming in, it's like a relief, honestly. And it feels like walking away from anything that's beat up and that's no longer serves you. Detaching from. All right, moving on to what you're leaving behind is the Two of Swords, refusing to see. So it looks like you're leaving behind. I feel like you might have a little bit of Two of Swords. Some fogginess, a lack of clarity. Unable to, it feels like you might have been in this last cycle that you're ending. You might have been in a little bit of right or wrong, black and white thinking, I'm right, they're wrong, that kind of unable to see that there's a third option, that something else might be going on behind the scenes, or something, because being stuck in that certainty that you're seeing something clearly, but you're not. It feels like, so in the original Two of Swords, she's got the swords like this across her heart. She's trying to protect her heart, protect herself from getting hurt. So what I'm getting is that when you are in fight or flight, when you are in an expanded state where you're feeling trapped and in a fight state, that you do not see things as clearly as you think you do. Knowing that, knowing what state of mind am I in? Am I grounded? Am I fine? Am I kind of stuck in fight, flight, fawn, freeze? Am I kind of in where I've got a lot of coping strategies and it's really hard to sleep and I feel it, but I don't know how to get out of some type of expanded state of being? I think what I've recognized from this last cycle was when I'm in fight or flight, I think I'm seeing everything clearly, but I'm not. And I act very immaturely when I'm up against a wall, when I feel defensive, when I'm scared, when I'm in my adrenals are pumping and I'm in a fight state or feel backed up against a wall, I revert to an immature version of myself. Not proud of myself. Later, I'm like, what the heck? It feels like on the playground. So honestly, what I'm leaving behind is recognizing that I have some blind spots. And when I'm in an expanded state, when I feel scared and I'm in fight or flight, I revert to a very immature version of myself, like on a playground. You're a poopy butt. I do. There's not a lot of rationality, not a lot of wisdom that reaches here when I'm in an expanded state. So I've recognized, once I realize, oh, I am in fight or flight. I haven't slept for nights and I'm just trying to get through things. I'm not thinking, I'm not at my best. I'm not receiving a lot of good information and wisdom and insight because I'm in a guarded space, protective. And so protective that even the good stuff can't really reach me. So feels like you might be leaving behind. Also, when I'm in that state, I get into black and white thinking. I'm right, you're wrong. Duh. And I get really entrenched and I feel like my goal, I need to win. It is, and I get so hooked in at times, and I think I'm recognizing you're leaving behind, refusing to see. I'm willing to see parts of myself that are not so pleasing, that I don't want on the internet, that I wouldn't be proud of. But if I don't allow myself to see these uncomfortable aspects of myself, if I deny them, ignore them, what? No. Or if I justify the behavior that I was in, then I'm missing an opportunity to see something, to understand, to have a deeper understanding about who I am, how I show up. And if you don't accept the truth, if you're not willing to see things, then you can't change what you don't see, right? So we've been in a society where you have perfection, you need to be perfect right from birth and never make a mistake. And so the way society is set up is you got to be right instead of I'm learning. I feel like I've become more and more comfortable with being just me. Not trying to come off as this or that. It's just me. Yeah, I have a skill that I can do here. I am also a human out in the world, messing up, making mistakes, and I'm also interested in what those mistakes are. And I have an awesome job where I can learn from my mistakes and share the wisdom that I've learned with you. It isn't about being perfect. It's about learning how to love yourself where you are, willing to see things that are uncomfortable about yourself, and so it feels like you're accepting more of your shadow. You're accepting and loving all parts, not trying to be, I just want the best parts of me. I just want people to see the best parts of me. I don't want them to see anything that's uncomfortable about me. And I think once you get comfortable, more comfortable with the uncomfortable parts of you, then you are more comfortable in the world. So, all right, moving on to how to get the most of this energy. 6 of Swords. Just a lot of swords activity. This is a lot of mindset, seeing things, perspective, the lens through which you are experiencing your world. All right, so how to get the most of this energy is healing begins. Moving to calmer waters. That's the second time 8 of Cups came up in Hidden Blessings. Walk away. Even if there's an emotional attachment to whatever this is, just walk away from what's not for you, what's messy, what feels gross. Some of you might have been or are embroiled in some type of battle with someone that there's an emotional attachment. You might be trying to win. It feels like you might be trying to get your power back in a way where you need to win and someone else needs to lose. That's for some of you. It feels like there's a real need to let go, move to calmer grounds. Calm your nervous system. Especially at the end of a cycle of learning something, there's a real need to go somewhere else. where you can be at ease, where you can calm your nervous system, where you can be yourself, be safe. I'm also getting that once you calm your nervous system, she's like opening curtains and her heart space is lit up. It feels like once you calm your thoughts, once you move away from the conflict, and once you care about how you feel, get out of that fight or flight mode and just take care of your body, stretches, deep breath, bringing your consciousness back. It's okay. I'm okay. It's okay. Nothing's going on. You're fine. It's okay. It feels like once you calm your nervous system and you're not in that schoolyard fight type of energy, and once you've calmed down, stopped thinking about whatever this is, then once you settle, once your spirit settles, and once it's safe to be where you're at, then it feels like you start healing. You start uncovering, opening up. Oh, I understand. I get what was going on. All right, moving on to what's supporting you. Interesting. What's supporting you is shine in reverse. This is the sun in reverse. A lack of clarity. Okay. There's a lack of clarity, a lack of happiness, and that's what's supporting you. It feels like something, a situation, a person came into your environment and it got your attention because immediately it feels like something shifted in the mood, in the energy. The opposite of light is dark. It feels like fear, feels like a lot of fear and trepidation, a lot of closed offness, a lot of confusion. It feels like this person and situation that came from it was getting your attention. We need to address this. There's something you need to learn before you go on, because you've asked for something, and the universe is very cooperative, wants to give you everything that you want and ask for. It's a very cooperative universe. With that being said, it feels like you've asked for something, but you're not the vibration, you're not the person that can have what you've asked for yet. And it looks like you needed to go through some lessons and see some things so you could let go of what's keeping you from being the correct vibration for what you've asked for. Does that make sense? So it feels like you've just ended a cycle or ending a cycle. Once you calm down, once you calm your nervous system down and you feel more at peace, it feels like you're going to be able to see, okay, there was a change in the environment, a change in how the clarity, change in the happiness. There's something important about that, like recognizing, it feels like at the beginning, and once you kind of heal a bit, you can start seeing what you've been exploring with a greater understanding. Anything else? Wow. So the Ace of Swords showed up in the Hidden Blessings. In what's supporting you, it was showing up crosswise, which is a challenge. Feels like in this confusion, when you're stuck in fight or flight, it's a challenge to find clarity. I think you were trying to find the truth and clarity in an expanded state when you're in fight or flight, when there's confusion, and it's not the right time. There's a lot that this experience is showing you, but it feels like another lesson that you can have is recognizing when you are, what state of being you're in. I'm calm, I'm at peace, very balanced. I know I'm in that state of being and at peace and grounded because I want to play, I want to sing, I want to dance. I feel very full and present. When I'm in an expanded state, when I'm in fight or flight, chronically kind of stuck for weeks, months at a time, from that expanded space, I'm trying to figure out what the truth is, but it's hard to find the truth when you are in a fight or flight state of being. And so it feels like what you might also learn is different navigations. It looks like the swords, your higher chakras, you couldn't really see through fight or flight of what the truth was. It feels like your intuition is trying to help you, trying to guide you away from, telling you, I don't like this, I feel gross, don't engage in this, I feel awful. So you might, when you're in fight or flight, be just kind of barely in your body and kind of just in your thoughts, because your body is telling you, don't do this. This is uncomfortable. Move away from this. It doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong. I don't like this. There's also something here around saying less. Because when you're in that frame of mind where you're not in the right frame of mind, when you are in fight or flight, you're going to say things that you wouldn't if you were grounded and not in that space. You might be immature like I am and revert to like elementary playground type of mentality. And I want to win and I want to make this person pay for that kind of activities. Maybe you're more advanced. Maybe you're more like middle school. Anyway, telling on myself. All right, let's move on to what to be mindful of. The 8 of Wands in reverse. Success and growth in reverse. This is a real slowdown. The energy, okay. When do you notice when you're in that fight or flight state that things, okay, where to start? When you're in that expanded state, when you're in fight or flight, when you're in survival mode, it's not conducive to alignment and all the things that are just a side effect of alignment, which is success and growth and abundance and your stream, your flow of energy. When you're in that expanded, stuck in survival mode for a long time, you're out of alignment with who you are. And so you start feeling really gross because you're not you. You're not fully present. It feels like other aspects of your life slow down. It feels exhausting. Like you're burning through all your energy because you're giving energy to the situation and to whoever you're fighting with. And it's depleting your resources. Anything else to be mindful of? anything that the people that would be helpful? Nope. All right, I'm going to carry on and do an extended reading. This is so interesting. So I'm going to, if this has been resonating and you want to keep going, there's a link in the description box below. It says extended reading here. You click on that link, it takes you to Patreon, and it'll take you right to part 2 of this reading. I'm halfway through the reading. I'll be looking at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. So I'll meet you over there, and if not, have a great day. Thank you so much for being a part of this reading. This is a collaborative, co-creative experience, so I can't do it without you. So thank you so much for showing up. Take care.